Angel Reese says WNBA players could go on strike over salary and benefits.
Career you choose, you should probably look at what the career earnings are of going into that field. What I'll also say is this: every single one of you WNBA players, you better pray that Caitlin Clark doesn't get injured, because she's keeping your league afloat.
If we don't get paid what we deserve, we'll sit out. That's the bold, and let's be honest, seemingly delusional line Angel Reese dropped that sent social media into a frenzy, and not in the way she probably hoped. The backlash came quick, but none hit harder than Patrick Bet-David, who didn't just clap back. He dismantled her argument with surgical precision and a mountain of financial facts. And trust me, once you hear the full truth behind this mess, you'll never look at Angel's tantrum the same way again.
The ones coming this year will still be on the rookie contract again. The ones that the year after, they gonna get more. They probably gonna be making more than us. No, they are.
Who's that?
I'm hurt. They are. Like, yeah. I've been in the meetings. They are. I need to get in the. I need to get in the field.
You need to come to the meeting.
I gotta get in the meetings because I'm hearing like, yeah, they don't give us. If y'all don't give us what we want, like, we sit out.
That's a possibility for real.
So here's the deal. Reese, the so-called Bayou Barbie turned professional basketball player, is now calling for WNBA players to sit out if they don't get paid more. Yes, we're talking about a player still adjusting to finishing layups without clanking the bottom of the backboard, and already she's threatening to shut down the league. Patrick's reaction? Somewhere between disbelief and laughter. And honestly, can you blame him?
You know what I love watching? I love watching her highlights of missing shots. She's got to be the worst shooter you've met in your life. But go, Rob, just go, give this feedback. Give this feedback here. Go for it.
Season 2, I can't wait to work with you some more. The biggest advice I have for you is going to be how you shoot your layups, period.
Layups? Bang! What do you mean? She's our double-double queen! Bang! What they say, if it's broke, don't fix it. Bang! Teaching Angel Reese to make a layup is like teaching an old dog a new trick. It ain't gonna work. Bang! Hey, welcome to McDonald's. What can I get you? Have the Angel Reese McBang!
Let's take a closer look at what Angel actually said.
Want to get paid. Possibility. Reese has been vocal about her low WNBA salary, revealing her $74,000 a year salary doesn't cover rent, stating on Instagram Live, I just hope you know that the WNBA doesn't pay my bills at all. I don't even think they pay one of my bills. Reese's financial struggles stem from WNBA salary not matching her past earnings, as her NIL valuation at LSU was $1.8 million, bolstered by deals with Reebok, PlayStation, McDonald's, and Coach, while a 4-year rookie deal was $324,000 with $74,000 due next season.
I just hope y'all know the WNBA don't pay my bills at all. I don't even think that pays one of my bills. Let me do the math real quick.
He might cover that. Yeah,
it
definitely covers that.
What is I don't even know my salary.
She revealed she's earning just about $74,000 in her rookie WNBA season. And she says that doesn't even cover rent in Chicago. Now sure, to folks like you and me, $74,000 sounds like a pretty sweet deal. But Angel? She's acting like she's living in a shack. The irony here? This is the same person who banked nearly $1.8 million at LSU thanks to endorsement deals with Reebok, PlayStation, McDonald's, and a dozen more brands who apparently thought retweeting shade counted as a basketball skill.
Not basketball sustained her, especially since the WNBA's $200 million revenue last season only allocated 9.3% to salaries, unlike the NBA's 50% share of the $5.3 billion in 2023. Adam, thoughts?
No, my rent is more than that. It's $8,000. I'm living beyond my means.
Now, Angel's locked into a 4-year rookie deal totaling about $324,000, roughly $81,000 per year. That's less than 5% of what she made as a college influencer. No wonder she famously said, "Hating pays the bills." Because let's be real, her Instagram stories are more profitable than her box scores. At the rate she's throwing bricks, the WNBA needs to charge her for backboard repairs. Caitlin Clark's out here building the future of women's basketball, while Angel's building a brand off bad takes and top-tier bricklaying masonry.
Hey, this is the greatest Angel Reese layup you'll ever see. Here we go with the dump off, ba-da-dum-bum-bum. I'm loving it. Burn! Oh, she getting jiggy with it. Look at that, crisscross, zigging-zagging through the lane. Giddy up, yeehaw! Burn! Now I heard she's ambidextrous. That makes sense, because she's equally doggy doo-doo with the right and left-handed layup. Bang! Professional basketball player needing to work on her layups is like a fish needing to learn how to breathe underwater. It doesn't make sense! Reese's Puffs! Bang!
Patrick was absolutely stunned. Not because Angel is struggling financially, because let's face it, with all her endorsements, she likely isn't. But because of the sheer audacity to demand more money from a league that, wait for it, doesn't even make money. He pointed out the obvious. In the real world, when a business is losing cash year after year, it doesn't hand out raises. It hands out pink slips. That's when Adam Sosnick jumped in with the facts, and things really got interesting.
WNBA and what's her name? Angel Reese. Do it. I fully support your right to strike. So other sports have done it. So other major sports have done it. Here's a quick list for you, PBD. I put this together. Biggest sports strikes in history. 1994, the MLB strike. It was the first time that the World Series was canceled.
I remember.
You remember that? In 1998, the NBA went on strike. They canceled the All-Star game for the first time.
No one
the
noticed.
NFL has gone on strike multiple times. 1982, 1987, 2011.
Adam reminded us that yes, the MLB, NBA, NHL, and NFL have all had player strikes. But here's the key difference. Those leagues were raking in billions when their players walked out. Angel Reese is acting like the WNBA is Apple, when it's actually more like your cousin's food truck, barely breaking even and still giving out free samples.
Here's the catch when you're going to go on strike. In 1994, MLB, NBA, NFL, what's the number one revenue sport in America? What do you think it is? The NFL. How much do you think they make? $17 billion. The NBA, a little over $11 billion. The MLB, also $11 billion. The NHL, $7 billion.
Patrick didn't sugarcoat it. The WNBA is losing around $50 million every year. That's not a sustainable business. That's a ticking time bomb. The NFL, it pulls in $17 billion. The NBA and MLB, $11 billion each. And the WNBA, they're barely scratching $150 million and still can't keep their books in the black. It's like trying to run a luxury spa with 2 customers and a lemonade stand budget.
Guys are a alleged $150 to $200 million company. You're operating at a loss every single year. You've never made money. It's called a zombie company. You're subsidized.
This isn't even a new issue. The WNBA has been operating at a loss since its inception in 1997. That's over 25 years of red ink and broken spreadsheets. You'd think all the buzz around Caitlin Clark would finally push them into profitability, but even now, with record ratings and full arenas, the losses are climbing. A league that should have folded long ago, but somehow keeps staggering along thanks to its much richer big brother, the NBA.
A question for you, Vinny. Real quick, rapid fire.
Go.
WNBA stats. Here we go. You're a sports guy. How many teams are in the WNBA?
9?
No, 13. How many games do they play?
80?
40.
Damn it.
Who won the championship this year and who played in the finals?
The Florida Magics.
Nope, the New York Liberty beat the Minnesota Lynx.
Who?
Who exactly?
Part of the problem is scale. The WNBA only has 12 teams. Each plays 40 games a season. Expansion will start in the 2025 season with the new Golden State Valkyries, but that's still a far cry from the NBA's 30 teams and 82-game schedule. Less inventory, less ticket revenue, less TV money. It's basic math. Unless you're Angel Reese or Dejanay Carrington, apparently.
The MVP. She was unanimous. She got all the votes.
Dylan Mulvaney.
Yes.
Yes.
Aja Wilson.
Oh,
You just failed the test,
I'm
buddy.
sorry.
WNBA's coming for you.
And the revenue sharing? NBA players get 50% of the league's earnings. WNBA players get just 9.3%. Sounds unfair until you realize that even with that small cut, the league still loses money. There just isn't enough revenue to go around. And let's not even start on the attendance gap between Caitlin Clark's Fever games and, well, anyone else's, including Angel's. Spoiler alert, the seats are a lot more empty where she plays.
Yes, it is unrivaled. It is also unwatched. Look, let's be honest. We can sugarcoat it all you want, but if you don't have Caitlin Clark playing women's basketball, or if you're not the NCAA tournament playing women's basketball, you got nothing. Zero, zip, nothing.
Look, no one's saying WNBA players don't deserve respect or recognition. But demanding more money from a league that's running on financial fumes? That's not brave. It's delusional. Especially when it's coming from someone like Reese, who's been in the league for 5 minutes and is already acting like she's in charge of negotiations. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is just doing what Caitlin Clark does, dropping dimes, breaking records, and building a legacy without having to throw tantrums or threaten walkouts. She lets her game do the talking, while Angel Reese is still figuring out how to make a layup without becoming a meme. So next time Angel talks about sitting out, maybe someone should remind her people are already sitting out of watching her games.
I mean, I'm not huge on comparing the WNBA and the NBA. I don't really think that's fair. Obviously, I think where the WNBA is right now is pretty incredible. I think a lot of people, or most people, would not believe it's in the place that it is right now. So I think when people always ask me this question, where I think it'll be in 5 years, is it's hard for me to answer because people didn't even think we'd be right here, right now. And I think really sky's the limit. I think when you see, our TV numbers when we're on, national television, we're averaging over 1 million viewers or whatever it is. The All-Star game, I think, was over 4 million viewers. It's just really great numbers. So the more opportunities we're given, I think the more it's going to shine and get better and better. I think also the talent level in college is continuing to get a lot better, and as those players come into the league, and it's going to continue to improve. We're adding 2 new teams next year, and then probably another team year after that.
Some more games.
Yeah, more games, which I think will be good. It will lengthen the season a little bit more.
To make matters juicier, there's growing tension between the WNBA and NBA stars. Remember the spat between Lisa Leslie and Draymond Green? Draymond dared to suggest WNBA players need to grow the game before asking for bigger checks. Cue the outrage. But maybe, just maybe, he had a point.
There's a viral clip of Draymond Green basically lecturing one of the greatest players in NBA history, WNBA history. I think it's Lisa Leslie.
Lisa Leslie stirred up the pot recently by suggesting that NBA players could step in and boost WNBA salaries by maybe skipping a night at the casino.
Ourselves to the NBA, but I do feel like the pay gap would be something that, we could just take a donation around the NBA. Maybe one night y'all don't go to the casino.
Now, that might have sounded like a joke to her, but it didn't sit well with Draymond Green, who clapped back with full intensity. He wasn't having it. According to Draymond, no one in the country supports the WNBA more than NBA players. And to imply otherwise, that's just ungrateful. His passionate rebuttal showed just how tense this relationship between the two leagues has become.
I have something on this, though, because it pisses me off. It pisses me off because I don't think there's anyone in America that supports the WNBA more than NBA players.
100%.
The NBA players support the WNBA
the most.
More than we probably support the NBA.
But while this back and forth drama plays out, someone unexpected has emerged as the league's saving grace, Caitlin Clark. The WNBA has seen a massive surge in attention, with 2.3 million fans packing into arenas, marking a 48% spike from last season. And who's driving this fan frenzy? None other than Caitlin herself. Yet bizarrely, instead of rallying behind the woman single-handedly dragging the league into the mainstream spotlight, some veteran players are acting like she's the villain. Enter Patrick Bet-David, who didn't hold back, warning WNBA players that they should be lighting candles for Clark's health. Because without her, their league might not even exist. This should be the moment the entire WNBA circles the wagons and celebrates what's working. But instead, you've got salty veterans getting jealous of the attention Clark is getting. Meanwhile, they're still out here demanding bigger paychecks from a league that can barely afford a parking ticket. Angel might want to hold off on asking for raises until she can consistently make a layup in traffic.
And what they need, and by the way, maybe they should play hard, but not flagrant foul. Caitlin Clark, can be, the face of the league. They may not like it's the face of the league. There may be professional jealousies among players, but maybe at face of the league can help things go and get merch people in seats and a better TV contract. They're getting a TV contract improvement for the 26th season next year.
Patrick brought the heat with a hilarious but sobering reality check. The WNBA lost $40 million last year. Oh, and the year before that? You guessed it, another $40 million. So technically, they're not growing their losses. Progress. Patrick, never one to shy away from a mic drop moment, asked ChatGPT a savage question. Do WNBA players get paid even if they sit out? The answer, of course, was yes. And why is that? Because the NBA keeps bailing them out like a parent who can't stop funding their kid's garage band.
Watch this here. To address the financial situation, I ask, the WNBA is, Rob, if you go up and ask the other question as well, ask, is it true that the WNBA makes money when they don't play? Is it true that the WNBA makes money when they don't play? Ask that question.
What does that mean?
Yes. In a way, the WNBA has historically lost money and receives financial support from the NBA, which means that the WNBA games are not played. The league can actually save money by avoiding operating costs. Did you guys understand what happened right there?
Yeah.
So WNBA makes money when so if they go on a strike, the NBA is like, awesome.
And let's face it, if WNBA players actually go through with that strike Angel Reese was threatening, the NBA might not be mad. In fact, they'd probably throw a party. Less payroll to cover, less PR drama to manage, and a break from the annual financial hemorrhage? Sounds like a win-win. The NBA's been carrying the WNBA like a toddler in a backpack for over 2 decades. And just when that backpack starts feeling extra heavy, in walks Caitlin Clark with the energy of 1,000 Red Bulls and the skill set of a generational talent. Here's where it gets even messier. NBA players already support the WNBA financially. And now, with Caitlin Clark bringing levels of attention the league has never seen before, it should be smooth sailing. But nope.
The number that came up, which is their argument, which you have to kind of defend the argument that they're making. WNBA's attendance had a record-breaking high in 20 years with a total of 2.3 million fans attending games.
The attendance is up, sure. Those packed arenas look great on Instagram. But underneath all that glitter is a financial dumpster fire that's been burning since 1997. 2.5 decades of losses, and the league is still operating like it's one breakaway dunk from going mainstream.
The viewership is higher, and they're asking for the money. And if the contract on the back end, the revenue, NBA gets 50+% to players, they do 9.3. There's an argument for it to be played. But you're right, if Caitlin Clark gets injured, it's over with.
Tom from Valuetainment brought the cold, hard truth that no one wanted to say out loud. The NBA treats the WNBA like a write-off. Literally, it's not a business. It's a PR move, a way for the league to say, look, we support women's sports, while continuing to foot the bill. That pie Angel Reese keeps demanding a bigger slice of? It doesn't exist. There is no pie. Just crumbs, and the NBA is already spreading those thin. But wait, there's a silver lining.
The increase was from 2024 to 2023 in attendance in a year, 48%. That's massive for them. So that's the argument they're making. That's the Caitlin Clark effect.
Phenomenon, yeah.
Then, and when it comes down to merch from 23 to 24, they're up 601%. Then when it comes down to being broadcasted on ESPN, they average 1.2 million viewers per game, 170% increase.
TV ratings are through the roof. Viewership has jumped 170% on ESPN, and merch sales are up by 61%. That's not just growth, that's explosion. And there's one reason. Caitlin Clark. When she steps on the hardwood, people watch. They cheer. They stay until the final buzzer. You'd think the league would protect her like she's made of gold. But nope. You've got folks like A'ja Wilson throwing shade and trying to downplay her impact. Tom laid it out in the simplest way possible. Make the league profitable, then talk money. That's how MLB players did it. You don't demand a raise while your team is bleeding cash. That's not how business works. And here's the kicker. If this strike Angel's talking about actually happens, owners might breathe a sigh of relief. Less money going out, less drama coming in. It's like paying to keep the lights on in an empty house.
Business issue, and no one's going to like what I say, but there are hard-working women in the WNBA that are the stateswomen for their team. They're the the lead player for their team, the face of the team, and they're out there doing it. But guess what? You know what the reality is? Until the team makes a profit. And by the way, everything you talked about last year is tremendous progress, and it puts them closer to making a profit. Because as soon as they're profitable, they can go on strike, and they can go from 9% of the revenue to 12% of the revenue to 15% of the revenue to 20% of the revenue. But if there's no revenue...
And let's not forget, Clark is the reason casual fans are even talking about the WNBA. The seats are filled, the cameras are rolling, and for once, people care. Angel Reese may think she's the main character, but this isn't TikTok. This is professional basketball, and the grown-ups are watching. So here's the deal. Angel Reese can keep ranting about how she deserves more pay, but until she can back it up with numbers, on and off the court, it's just noise. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is over there breaking records, growing the game, and giving the WNBA a shot at a real future. You want bigger paychecks? Start by respecting the reason you're even getting paid at all. Spoiler alert, it's not the rebounding machine with the $1 million podcast. It's the humble, laser-focused phenom in Indiana Fever Red.
So the minute they are a profitable league, the players should do what baseball players and everybody else have done, is saying, sorry, owners, you're making an awful lot of profit there. I think you should move us from 33 to 40% of total revenue. And that's the way it's worked in other leagues. But step one, there's got to be profit to cake.
Let's bring it all home. The WNBA's financial reality isn't just tough, it's dependent. For years, the NBA has funneled in around $10 to $12 million annually just to keep the league from collapsing. That's not charity, it's life support. Now picture Angel Reese and company walking out in protest over salaries. You think that terrifies the NBA? Try again. They'd probably pop champagne knowing they just saved millions in subsidies. But here's where the story could change. Commissioner Kathy Engelbert is pushing for a future where the WNBA can finally stand on its own, fueled by smart brand deals and rising media attention, not constant bailouts. And guess who's holding the key? Caitlin Clark, the one driving fan interest and ticket sales like never before. The path forward is clear. Lean into what's working, embrace the stars fans are lining up to see, and build a league that doesn't need saving. Because if the WNBA doesn't evolve fast, it might not get another shot. And clearly, Angel Reese is not helping. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.